This video shows some of the basic operations of an infotainment system. This infotainment system is installed in a 2012 Ford Mustang and has the Android 10 operating system. What you're looking at right now is the home screen. There are two large gauges that show the RPMs and speed of the vehicle. Along the bottom shows the HVAC controls. You can control the fan speed, temperature settings, you can maximize this screen by pressing the up arrow right here. Then you have full screen access for the HVAC controls. Here is the fan speed, the temperature controls. You can control heated and cooling of seats if your vehicle supports that right here. This controls how the air is being blown into the passenger compartment. That enables the front defroster. You can turn on the AC there. At the top center of the screen turns the AC and HVAC system off. To minimize the screen, press the arrow button again. From the home screen, you have access to a number of buttons along the top. The first one is for navigation. I can press that. It brings up a map of where we are located and any surrounding restaurants or coffee shops, gas stations in the area. I could do a search by typing it in here or by pressing the microphone button. Give me directions to the closest gas station. And there it outlines my path to the closest gas station, which is 4 minutes away. I would press the start button to start. And it will give me step-by-step guided, voice-guided directions along the way. I will exit out of this at the moment. Press the X button to cancel that. And I'll press the back arrow button to go back to the main screen. The next button on the home screen is the radio control button. You can press this to control your AM/FM radio. Next to that is a music playing app that you can start playing music that is stored on this unit. You press this. It shows the last song that's being played. You can press this and it will show a list of the songs that are stored on the solid state hard drive of this unit. You can look at the current playlist. You can show favorites. Look at internal storage and so forth. This can list them in alphabetical order. It can list them by folders. And back to your playlist. Hit the back arrow button. It goes back to the music playing app on this device. By pressing this button here, you get access to your audio processing capabilities of this unit. It has a full graphics equalizer. Press the next arrow button. Along the bottom here has controls for other audio processing capabilities. This shows your fade and balance of the speakers for this car. There is a surround space settings. And there are bass enhancement features that you can set up on this. You can press this back arrow button here. It goes back to the music player. And you can press the back arrow button again to go back to the main screen. This button By pressing this, brings up a window that shows the apps that are installed on this unit. This is the first page of apps. You can swipe to the left, see the next page of apps that are installed on the unit. If you want to install additional apps, you can find this button right here, the Play Store. Simply press that. It brings up suggested apps that you could install. This is currently showing ebooks. You can also show audiobooks and other new releases. If you want to do a search, press the search button down here. You can either select this and type in what you're searching for, or you can press the microphone button and speak what you're searching for. It will then put that into the search category and do a search for you based upon what it heard from your voice. I will simply press the back arrow button to back out of this. This goes back to the app window. This was a third-party app that I installed on this unit called Torque. Give you a brief demonstration of this. I'll press this. This brings up the main window for this app. This app allows you to look at real-time data that is being transmitted over the onboard diagnostic network of this vehicle. I will press this. It brings up a customizable gauge, a customizable screen that shows the number of different gauges of sensors that are being displayed on this screen. For example, the intake temperature, the RPMs of the engine, the throttle position, the speed of the vehicle, the load on the engine, and the coolant temperature. I can swipe to the left. It brings up another customizable screen. This is in case you were racing your car and you wanted to see what the time was from 0 to 60, a quarter mile time, eighth of a mile time, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, etc. You can press this button and it will log the data that is being broadcast over the onboard diagnostic network of this vehicle. Swipe to the left again. It shows another customizable screen. This one is showing emissions, GPS data, and there's a number of customizable buttons that you can add to the screen for this vehicle. I will press the back arrow button to back out of this and press the home button to go back to the main screen. This button is for the car settings. Press this. It brings up two buttons for car settings. Press this one. You can set your language support, the units like US standard or metrics. Change the amber lighting settings, vehicle equipment settings. You can adjust your amplifier, your audio amplifier in this setting. And you can also look at the pitch roll. This is off-road pages. If you have an off-road vehicle and you want to see the pitch and roll that your vehicle is currently setting at. It also shows a compass here and your elevation above sea level. I'll hit the back arrow button to go back to the vehicle settings. And I hit the home screen button to go back to the home screen. This button is for the settings for the infotainment system. You can press that. It brings up the settings menu. From here, You can adjust the date, time, accessibility, developer options. You can see a screen about the device and the different types of software versions that are installed. The device info, if I press that, it would show the SIM cards that are installed. This unit does support a SIM card that could connect to a mobile network, and you would then be able to connect directly to the mobile network without having to connect through your phone. I'll hit the back arrow button. There's other settings along the bottom. For example, a Wi-Fi network. If you wanted to connect to a Wi-Fi network, you would go into this setting. This is more information about the SIM cards. I'll hit the back arrow button. And there's another screen here for setting up your display settings, sound settings, GPS, storage, how much storage you have on the device, and how much is available. There's the settings for apps and USB video output settings, etc. I'll hit the back arrow button. Goes back to the main screen. To use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you simply select the Apps button here on the main screen. Then you would find this icon, CarLink 2.0. Press that. It would then connect to your phone and use Android Auto. This shows a current screen of a map of where the vehicle is located. Shows the outside weather conditions and any audio files that you may have been playing. I can maximize the map window by pressing the map icon along the bottom here. I can do a search for a particular location or address by pressing the search button right there and enter the location of a particular place that I want to go to, or an address, or I can just simply speak the address by pressing the microphone button. Give me directions to the closest pizza place.
Antonio's Pizzeria Lo Schiavo is 2 minutes from your location by car in light traffic.
And there it gives me an outline of my route to the closest pizza place. I would then simply select Start.
Head west on Benjamin Drive toward Edgar Lane, then turn right onto Edgar Lane.
And it gives me a verbal step-by-step directions to my location. I will cancel out of that right now by pressing this button along the bottom left-hand corner. It brings up a list of apps that are supported by Android Auto. For example, if I want to send a text message to someone, I could do that through this. I can simply press the microphone button. Send a text message to Brandy.
What's the message?
Hey Brandy, let's have lunch tomorrow.
I got, hey Brandy, let's have lunch tomorrow. Ready to send it?
Cancel that.
Okay.
So I could send text messages. I could do the same with my telephone and make phone calls by using my voice. You also have access to your calendar. You can set up reminders. For example, I press the microphone button. Set a reminder for tomorrow with Brandy.
Got it, Brandy. This will be for tomorrow. At what time?
11 o'clock a.m.
Got it. I'll remind you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
So now I have a reminder set up. I could do the same thing with my calendar, set up reminders or appointments in my calendar or anything else. And that's how you would use Android Auto. There's also lots of other icons and features and capabilities of this application. I can set the home button, goes back to the home screen. This unit also supports a number of video inputs. For example, there is a backup camera installed on this vehicle. I can, by simply putting the car in reverse, the backup camera shows an image of what's behind the vehicle. If this vehicle had sensors in the bumpers, front bumpers and rear bumper, that information would be displayed right here to show you how close you are to other vehicles or other obstacles that are around your vehicle. By simply taking it out of reverse, brings you back to the main screen. There's also, by pressing the apps button, there's an icon here for a front video camera. If this vehicle had a front vehicle camera installed on it, I would simply access that through this button, but this vehicle does not. You can purchase a digital video recording camera for the front of this vehicle as well. By pressing the home button up here in the top left-hand corner, takes you back to the home screen.